things off, and yeah, that. And this was another thing that came up on sale. I wasn't planning to buy one. Probably more likely to go telehandler, but to be honest, this works quite well for picking up produce. Yeah, and that is common with UK maps. I frequently look for a loader tractor that is four-wheel steering. So in the past we've had, what did we use? I've used Lindner 80s, which I found to be a little too light. Lindner 130s were an absolute godsend when the Erlengrad expansion came out. The last farm we even found the 130 to just be too light. So I ended up using the JCB 4000 series as a loader tractor on the farm, just because of that steering ability. I have used, at the same time I did end up with a telehandler on Oakfield, and you are accepting straw, thank you. So yeah, four-wheel steer tractors or things like this work very, very well. I mean, even so much so that you need a yard tractor with a very short frame and very good steering, just so that you can put equipment away sometimes, because there's just no room otherwise to maneuver stuff. So things like trying to think. I mean, we used to have on Oakfield Farm big harvesters, big header trailers. Some of the 12 meter, 16 meter seeders, you just had to use a small 100 horsepower tractor that had the turn radius to be able to put the stuff away. Yes, but I'm thinking I do want to eventually have pigs, and pigs live in there. What I could consider doing, however, is taking down that wall and moving it 10 feet to the right from where we're sitting. So just take this wall and move it this side of the tree, maybe take down the tree, replant it, take down that tree, replant it, just give myself a little bit more room to move and over here. However, this thing works, so and we'll probably end up with a telehandler eventually, just because they're a little bit more capable. This is, I think this is under forklifts. It uses skid steer attachments, but effectively it's as good as a small telehandler and significantly cheaper. Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, that disappeared. Cow shed, cow barn, don't know. Well, that sucks. We've got 44,000 litres. Could jump in the Land Rover, load it up with some mineral feed, bring that back, and then stick a cow in the shed. How do you like that plan? Yes, the way that Cavalier has designed this, everything is possible. You can delete any barn, and we have done. You'll see that. All of the hedges you'll see have little wooden stumps in them. If you chop down the stump, the hedge to either side of it will disappear. And then you have to figure out what to do with the stump that you just chopped up. I've got the lumberjack mod, so if you keep stabbing things with a chainsaw, eventually you will eliminate them. But you can delete the hedges. For fences, I'm not sure if you can chainsaw. I'm not going to do it, but that might be, yeah, you can cut down the tree, you can't. Something, who was it? Alien Jim allowed with his barbed wire fencing or wire fencing was you could chop down a fence post and delete the post. But there are these magical lamps on the map which, if you chop them down, will either eliminate everything of a certain type or things near you. And I'll show you that when we get to the store. So yeah, hedges can go. I think you can probably delete walls. Dude. And this is actually something that the Land Rover is good for. So there are these light posts around which you can chop down, and I think if you chop down this one it makes all of the hedges and walls disappear, which except those that are around animal areas. So I kind of don't want to chop them down if I can avoid it. Mineral feed is there. Mineral feed not there. Big bag pallets of nope. Small pallets of liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer, seeds, silage additive, mineral feed. Buy. Yes. Okay. Back. And again, unfortunately, I don't seem to be getting a repeat of who's doing follows and stuff, so thank you for the follow, whoever you are. And welcome to the stream, if I hadn't said so beforehand. Okay, and Lumberjack mod allows press the left Alt key and you can pick things up. We'll just get some guys from the store to load the packs of mineral feed into the back of the Land Rover, and then we hope we make it back to the farm because it makes it a little bit unstable. I may eventually sell this Land Rover and switch to the Defender 90. But for right now, I can't afford one of those. I can barely afford a bag or pallet of mineral feed. Whee! But there are quite a few contracts for harvesting out there, and from our first contract of today, we know that harvesting contracts do produce exactly enough to pay out. With maybe a minor bonus payment. So between now and next week, I may do a few harvesting contracts just to get our bank balance up. And that's, I mean, at this point I'm quite conscious that, you know, building the farm is going to be slow because income is going to be slow. So next week we may already be in August, just so that we're keeping moving. I've got to bring the bales off the field. You've seen me bring an entire truckload of 14 bales, so I don't have to repeat that. You know, that's just going to happen. We're going to need to sell tomatoes. I don't think I've sold any this July, so that's going to be a thing. Oh, and all I have to do is crash into the wall and they all magic out of here. Boop. And we can make the straps go away. Park that under cover for now. Let's turn the engine off. That would be a plan too. So, we now have everything we need for a cow. I don't have any, okay, so and here's a thing. So if I chop this light down, apparently it will eliminate all of the walls and hedges around this field. Don't think it eliminates the barn. There will be another light post over here somewhere, probably closer to the shed. I suppose what you can do is wait till nightfall. But yeah, there were 2 sheds here. I replaced them with the garden. Normally he puts his light poles near the shed, but not so much in this case. And then there was, I think, one of these sheds over here. I demolished that so that I now have a work bay. And there was there a second one of those? I don't know. But anyway, we cleared some stuff out to give us a little bit more room in this area of the yard. But I think cows happen. I might need to move that. Let's do that for now. Oh, good grief. And I should probably put this in the shop as well. So the one problem with buying used equipment is it's a little bit the worse for wear. Oh, brown Swiss or Holstein. Eeny meeny. Select. I'm going to put 10 in there. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to put 5 in there. Because that's all we got money for. But now I should actually from here be able to see. Oh well, yeah, we have to wait for the dude to the robot to do roboting, and he will do that in about 4 minutes. So let's see how much more straw we can throw in here. Before we can't. So we have all the food sources. That's the other thing about this particular map is there is no freestanding water. So I'm having to pay for water in the greenhouse. Which is a little bit of a thing. And I'm pretty sure there are probably water mods which you don't have to pay for water. Just so happens the one I picked, you do. I think there's one that cleans your vehicles and provides water, and it don't think it charges for it. But anyway, how are we doing? 57 minutes. And again, this spike is part of the Quickie loader tools pack, and is identical to the one we have on the tractor, except it attaches to skid steers. You can get it front loader. You might even be able to get it wheel loader. Don't recall. 58. Okay, we'll put this one in and then we'll stop. Of course, the thing here is I don't know the capacity of the mixing area. So that is something we will discover over time. I mean, it doesn't look particular full right now. How are we doing? Still 58 minutes, so I've got 1 and some seconds left to drop more in here. The food robot runs on the hour, so you don't want to be in there because it shuts the entrance. And I'm gonna guess that there is a risk that if I'm parked here, the entrance can't shut. So we have an absolute metric ton of turn that off, and we will wander over here. How much straw have we got in there? 99,000 litres of straw. As I said, I think I ended up with a hay bale from something, so I dropped it in there. There we go. The door closes. And the grabby thing goes and grabs stuff. Wage payment? Who's getting paid? What are they getting paid? Why are they getting paid it? So that is some silage. That's a lot of silage. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's taken some silage, some hay, and some straw, and it's just going through the motions of I picked it up and I've mixed it. So it's going to get the hay, but we've already been charged the hay. As soon as the curtain comes down, it removes. Yeah, it takes what it's going to mix goes the robot. You don't ride the robot because it does detect you and stops running if you're too close to it. So, comes over here, goes in there. It actually says the cows have 13,000 litres of food already. So they've all been, yeah, they've been credited with everything. The animation is just animation. It does what it does, but on the hour it'll pull silage, hay and straw and mineral feed and credit the cows with 13,000 litres of food. And then here it comes going through the motions of unloading the food. But the food has already been, yeah, as far as the game is concerned, the cows already have food. Hi cows, how you doing? And we already have slurry, so nice. Hi, you good? Oh, there's the other one. Sorry, there's no grass in the field out back. I cut it and turned it into silage so that you can have good food later. And there's the robot. And so that's now open and we can continue loading the rest of the straw bales. I think what I'm going to do... it's kind of a tricky thing, but what I'm going to do is this 14 straw bales are going into the feed mixer, and hopefully will last us a year. That's the thing, yeah. I don't know if we're going to run out of supplies for the robot. It looks like I'm going to need some more mineral feed because we did more than enough of that. However, this shed is designed, I think, to feed 700 cows. So it could be that that's enough food to feed these cows for 6 months and I don't have to worry about anything. Because we only bought 5. The absolute limit of what can be stored in the in the feed trough and in the mixing area is what it is for the shed. And but the amount that the cows eat is based on the number of cows you have. So if you only put 5 cows in a shed, food's going to last them forever. If you put 700, the food's probably going to last them a week. So we're gonna be testing that over the time. So 12-year-old cows should be producing milk. Obviously, 12-year-old cows. 12-month-old cows will produce milk. That's why I didn't get age 0 cows. So these are theoretically productive. But they won't start breeding until they're 18 months old. So we've got another 6 months. It's July now. So January next year we should get a bunch of baby cows. Yay, baby cows. Basically, that's all the straw we've got for this year. And then I want to get a straw blower and probably use at least some of the rest of the straw for bedding. I'm moving the mouse the wrong way for that. Okay, there we go. Take this back to I generally keep it by the greenhouse garden thing. We're getting close to spawning another pallet because we now have a whole bunch of red tomatoes in there. But yeah, I tend to put this over here because it's just, this is where it's mostly used. Yeah, as I said, there are plans for pigs eventually, but we really need to be producing arable crops. And right now, I don't have any money to buy more arable fields. And that's one of the things we seriously need to get our hands on. Okay. I'm going to back up into there. Okay, into the manure pit. So yeah, this field is ours. That's going to be a lot of silage income. And this path takes us here. To the right turn into this field. I'm thinking we buy this, cut the grass, and prepare it for arable crops. What I could do is cut down this hedge. There's a piece of wood. Possibly cut down these two trees, maybe cut down the hedge round the corner, give me a little bit more width. I'm not sure how much width I need here. Might need to take that bit out as well. But it'll allow us to get harvester straight in here and harvest that field. So I don't need to come out onto the road to do anything with that field. Actually, while we're here, pH value is good. There's one cut. Nitrogen is bad. 5 of 65. Oh, 10 of 65. So might need to throw some liquid fertilizer on this field soonish. But that's going to be our silage and hay production for the cow food. And I think we're okay with that for now. And then the field at the top, which is 53, this one here, we'll also end up buying. And we'll leave that also as grass. And the reason for that, both of the fields we're leaving as grass are silty clay, and they are absolute garbage for growing crops. So they'll just be our backup income. Okay, so this here is our house, as we were talking about earlier. I ended up chopping down the hedge at the front here and putting in a fence, primarily so I can see to get out of the yard, because with the hedge there you just couldn't see what was coming, so it's kind of a blind exit. But you can chop that light down and make the house go away, which is a thing. So that's how you can edit some of the map. Buildings you tend to just have to drive up to, or go into construction and just delete the building, like you would on any other map. So how are we going to do this? Let's pull this around here. So it's, well, I think we're going to go with, let's look at our coming plan. Good grief. Buttons, press the buttons, lower the spiky thing. Let's see if I can get the lights turned off, and we'll turn the engine off. So, plans. We're going to collect the straw, and we're going to put it on the trailer. I need a straw blower, which, oh, they sold the 30-foot Draper. Still got the helianths. If we were doing sunflowers, I do like that because it has such a high 9 miles an hour operating speed. But we need a straw blower, which is in animals. That's 29,000. That's 37,000, and I think that's big square bales. So I don't need that one. Yeah, that's big square bales. Well, you could probably fit round bales in it, but yeah, with 11,000 litres of straw, yeah, I might need something that big when we get round to 700 cows on the farm, but for now, this thing will possibly work. Actually, that's not a round bale, is it? That's a feed mixer. Oh, that's a feed mixer. That's okay. That's the straw blower. That takes round bales. You need to drop the back down and they'll load it. It takes 2. I doubt that. Not the size of bale we're running. It doesn't. But yeah, so I need something like that, and I might look on the mod hub to see what else is out there, because that's the Anderson one. But yeah, straw chopper we're going to need, and I think there are some cheaper older ones. So I might have one of those next week, because I'd like to get the manure going. Obviously, we're not going to be spreading manure or slurry anytime soon, especially not since we've only got about 25 litres of it. So back to the cows. We are producing 12 litres of surrey. They're 8% productive. They're 10% healthy. They will hit 100% health tomorrow after eating a day's worth of good food. They have 13,000 litres. I need to keep an eye on that and to see how quickly that goes down based on the 5 cows that we have in the farm. Calendar. We can plant canola in August. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I'm kind of thinking, in order to get pigs up and running, when I buy this field, I want to grow corn in it. And we can't plant corn until spring, so that's not going to be a thing. I might want to replant this with oats or wheat or barley. Now the thing is that's a grain on top of a grain, which I don't think is the most ideal way of doing things. But we do have a planting period for grain in spring, so maybe we concentrate on the cows. Maybe plant canola, or probably canola. What else is there? Grass, or else you can plant sunflowers. That's not until spring. So maybe we'll plant canola next month and get that running in this field. If we buy that field later on, we may plant a spring grain cereal in it so that we get more straw, because I want to make sure we're keeping up with the straw production. And then the following year we'll plant corn over there and whatever here. We maybe go back to a cereal here. But I do want another field, I think, so that I can alternate this field with cereal and non-cereal. Probably do some contracts off camera and see what comes up for sale in the store. But for right now, I need some food. So I'm going to wish you all well. It's been a nice, peaceful day. And we'll be back next week, probably first day of August. And we'll see where the farm takes us and what our cows are doing, because we have some. But for right now, everybody have a good weekend, a good week, and I will see you all next week on Maypole Farm.